a trailer today and picking it up, probably for my off-road or overlanding trailer build. They come pretty highly rated, very good price, and I'm hoping that I don't have to modify it too much to make it work. So let's see how it goes. We'll go see Jeff at HTS. Morning guys, so I went and picked up the HTS trailer kit yesterday, and it went really well. Dropped in, picked it up, and I had to do some running around, so I'm just unloading it the next morning, and we're going to unbox it here and take a look. I have had a sneak peek, and general first impressions is that for the price, this thing is actually pretty impressive. And I'll have a link to the website down below. So today we're going to unbox it, pull out all the parts, and hopefully get it assembled. And we'll see what kind of quality it is. It actually looks pretty impressive. It only comes in these 3 boxes, which was a little concerning at first. But these boxes are really heavy. Like I said, I've had a sneak peek. And construction quality seems far superior than anything that you would get at Princess Auto or Harbor Freight. So let's get this thing together, guys. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got it unboxed. And I gotta tell you, it's doesn't look like much. However, the gauge of the steel they used and what appears to be hot dip galvanization on all the components actually looks pretty good. It's got a solid axle, and I may be switching that out later on for like independent suspension or increasing the leaf springs, but all said and done, I'm actually fairly impressed with this thing so far. I'm going to get everything out of the packages and lay everything out so we can actually see it, and we'll take another look at it. Okay guys, so I took stuff basically out of their larger bags, just so I could see exactly what I was dealing with in the hardware bags. So we're just going to go over some of these parts. So these guys, I believe, are the cross members and part of the tongue assembly. That's the axle right there. It's actually a fairly heavy-duty axle. This thing is rated up to 2,000 pounds. The tires are 1,200 pounds each. I think this is the rear corner bracket. Not too sure. That would be the outside members. This is what we're building, by the way. It's 4x8. You've got your hitch connection there. You've got safety chain. Those are perimeter tie downs. Those are going to be the hinges because this thing folds up. Those are all your primary bolts. Those are the U-bolt package. And this is a dolly package that actually comes with it, which I believe the dolly is actually integrated directly into the frame. So when you fold everything up, it basically you can flip it up on its side. And I'm not going to be using that because if I'm using this for an overlander build, it's not going to be necessary for me to do that. So those will probably be left off. Got these little tiny baby leaf springs, although that being said, is the gauge of them are pretty exceptional. They're very uniform. and they've got basically a nylon bushing on this end. You got galvanized wheel wells. At first I thought these wheel wells were really flimsy looking. They kind of look like a steel stud, but they are way heavier gauge than that. Then you've got your tires, which are a 5 pattern tire, not a 4 pattern tire. And so that pretty much means that I think we can upgrade those if we wanted to. I think Jeeps have a 5 pattern that match this. I'm not too sure. You have your rudimentary electrical package. Comes in all lights, and they're LEDs and waterproof lights. And then you have various brackets and things like that to help assemble. So I was told by the owner of the company that the instruction package, the manual itself, isn't all that good. And he recommends that you watch on his channel a full assembly of this unit on YouTube, and that's I'll have the link to that down below. Gotta say though, Jeff and Lynn, who run the company, the distributors for this, I'm fairly certain this is manufactured in China, but that being said is that so far I'm fairly impressed with it. It seems to be really heavy gauge. It says that it's only 220 pounds, but I'm guessing it's got to be more than that. Those packages weigh a heck of a lot. So I'm going to start taking a look at the instructions, watch the video, and then I'm going to come out and start assembling it. So stay tuned, guys. Okay guys, so after putting the new wheels, or again the new wheels mocked up, it became abundantly clear that my axle was going to be too short, tires would be rubbing. So what I did was I brought it to a professional fabricator. It was something that I was going to do myself. I was thinking about cutting it and doing a tube stock sleeve over top of the axle, and then it's stretching the axle by about 7 inches. However, I realized that the geometry of this axle has to be perfect. So I took it to a very specific place, and they basically set up an entire jig for it. And what they did was they clamped the axle spindles on both sides. They have a jig, and so they actually clamped those, and those are parallel. So they kept them parallel. Then they created a jig for the actual tubular part of the axle, and then basically what they did was they did exactly what I was thinking about doing. Is they put tubular steel over top of it, but then they did this steel. The original tubular steel goes in about 3.5 to 4 inches on both sides. Then there's holes drilled, and they did basically a button weld. So that's basically, they weld in. So not only is it welded on the inside, but it's done around the outside as well. I'm going to reposition the camera and get a close-up of this so you guys can see, okay? Okay, as you guys can see, right, they've done a really nice clean weld all the way around it on the ends, and then this tubular, the original tubular stock, comes in about 3.5, 4 inches, I think, is what he said. So probably comes in somewhere to about that. And same with, actually that might be a marking there, so maybe that's how much it actually comes in. But, so basically, they did it all the way around. And the one thing that I recommend is, if you're going to do something like this, this is not your standard welding job. This is, take this to somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, and then that way it'll ensure the fact that both the actual spindles on the left and right that take the wheels stay absolutely perfectly true, and you won't be burning through rubber like crazy because one of these sides is cockeyed or one's off or whatever. Anyway, so small price to pay. Came to just under $100 to get it fabricated and stuff. The guys were really good. I brought it in this morning. They did it when I was waiting, and I'll tell you what, like it's a serious weld job here that they did, and I've got very few concerns whatsoever, if any, about the integrity of this axle now. So I'm going to figure out where my positioning locations are. Left and right side here, and I've got to drill down for the little positioning lugs that are on the bottom of these leaf springs, and so I'm going to measure off of the frame and figure out where that is, get those holes drilled, get this thing mounted, and then hopefully get the wheels on.
I thought, well, maybe now's time. Because I was like, I'm going to start. Actually, it's really rainy, dude. Like, look at over here.
Oh yeah, it's coming down.
Thanks for watching Back to Bush Outdoors.